I think the used car market has created one big mistake. People are no longer buying the best car for the money. They are buying the car with the best reputation. And reputation is expensive. A Toyota, a Lexus, or a Honda can absolutely be a good car. I am not here to pretend they are bad. But under $5,000, the famous choice is often tired, overpriced, high mileage, and still selling just because the internet told everybody to chase it. So today, I want to talk about 4 sleeper premium cars I would personally look at instead. Not perfect cars, not miracle cars, but cars that may give you more comfort, more equipment, and sometimes more car for the same money. And with cars this old, condition matters more than the badge. The car everybody usually chases here is the Toyota Avalon, or sometimes the Lexus ES. And I understand why. The Avalon has a strong reputation, the Lexus has the badge, and both have the kind of reliability story that makes people feel safe before they even inspect the car. But that is exactly why they got expensive. The Avalon became the default, smart, old person sedan. The Lexus ES became the cheap luxury that will last forever. And once the internet repeats that enough times, prices stop being rational. You are no longer just paying for the car. You are paying for the reputation, the resale value, the social proof, and the fear of buying anything else. That is where I think the Buick Lucerne CXL becomes interesting. No, it does not have the Lexus badge. No, it will not impress people who judge cars by logos, but as an actual used car under $5,000, I think it deserves more attention. The CXL gives you a big, quiet, comfortable sedan with leather, a soft ride, real highway comfort, and the 3.8-liter V6, which is one of the reasons people still take these Buicks seriously. It is not fast, but it is smooth enough, simple enough, and relaxed in a way a lot of newer cheap cars are not. What does it do better than the famous rivals? Value. You can often find a Lucerne with less hype baked into the price. That means you may be able to buy more condition for the money, cleaner interior, better service history, or lower mileage than an Avalon or Lexus sitting at the same price. But I would not buy one blindly. At this age, I would check for fuel pump issues, electrical gremlins, oil leaks, cooling system neglect, worn suspension parts, old tires, and any sign that the previous owner treated comfortable car as no maintenance needed. I would also make sure the transmission shifts smoothly when cold and warm. The best version for me is the CXL or CXL Special Edition with the 3.8 V6, not a neglected V8 car. I want the cleanest maintenance history, not the fanciest option sheet. The buyer profile is simple. This is for someone who wants comfort, quietness, and a premium feel without paying the Toyota tax. My verdict? The Avalon may still be the safer bet on paper, but the Lucerne may be the smarter buy when the Avalon is overpriced and the Buick is clean, serviced, and ignored by everyone else. The obvious rival here is usually the Lexus LS, or sometimes the cleanest Toyota Avalon people can find. And again, I get it. The Lexus LS earned its reputation. It is refined, well-built, and it has one of the strongest luxury car images in the used market. But that reputation changed the price. A clean LS is no longer just an old luxury sedan. It is an internet-approved legend. Everybody wants the reliable luxury sedan, and that demand pushes prices up. Then the cheaper ones are often cheaper for a reason: deferred maintenance, worn suspension, electrical issues, or owners who bought the badge but not the upkeep. That is why I still respect the Lincoln Town Car signature. This is not a sports sedan. This is not a corner carver. This is not for someone who wants sharp steering and European road feel. This is a couch with a V8, rear-wheel drive, and a trunk big enough to make modern sedans look ridiculous. The Town Car does comfort better than almost anything near this budget. It is simple, spacious, body-on-frame, easy to understand, and built around old-school durability rather than modern complexity. Parts support is still one of its strongest advantages because it shares a lot of its basic formula with other Panther platform cars. What does it do better? Ride comfort, cabin space, road trip calm, repair simplicity, and presence. A clean town car still feels like a real premium car, not because it is technologically advanced, but because it was built to be quiet, soft, and effortless. But here is the honest downside. Fuel economy is not great, the handling is lazy, and some people will see it as an old livery car, not a luxury car. Resale is decent for a clean one, but it does not have Lexus prestige, and the rear air suspension can turn a cheap car into an annoying car if it has been ignored. At this age, I would inspect the air suspension carefully. If the rear end sags after sitting, I want to know why. I would also check the intake manifold area, transmission fluid condition, rust underneath, door electronics, window regulators, air conditioning, and every old rubber part that keeps the car feeling tight. The best version for me is a 2006 or 2007 Signature with documented maintenance, clean underbody, working air suspension, and no cheap-looking modifications. I would rather buy a boring one-owner example than a shiny one with mystery miles. The buyer profile? Someone who wants maximum comfort per dollar and does not care about looking trendy. My verdict: the Lexus LS is the more prestigious car, but the town car can be the smarter under $5,000 buy if you want comfort, space, and lower complexity luxury more than badge approval. Before we keep going, drop your city in the comments. I want to know where you're watching from. And if you like these hidden goldmine files, hit like, subscribe, and join as a member for $14.99 a month to support more research like this. The car people usually chase in this space is the Acura TL, Lexus ES, or Infiniti G. And those are not bad cars. The Acura has a loyal following, the Lexus has the comfort reputation, and the Infiniti has the sporty image. But they are also obvious. That means the clean ones get picked over fast, and the cheap ones often come with stories. The Acura tax is real, the Lexus tax is real. And the Infiniti tax often comes with modifications, rough ownership, or premium fuel expectations. The Lincoln MKZ is different because a lot of people forget it exists. And that is exactly why I like it as a sleeper. The MKZ, with the 3.5-liter V6, gives you strong power for the money, a smooth highway feel, available all-wheel drive, and a cabin that feels more premium than most budget sedans in this price range. It is not the most exciting car in the world, but it gives you a lot of equipment without screaming for attention. What does it do better than the famous rivals? Price, availability, and power for the money. You may find one that has not been abused like an Infiniti, and you may avoid paying the same reputation premium attached to a Lexus or Acura. But this is the one where I would be the most careful. The MKZ is not a car I would buy just because it is cheap. I would pay close attention to transmission behavior because harsh or delayed shifting can be a warning sign. On all-wheel drive cars, I would want the power transfer unit checked, and I would not ignore fluid service. I would also pay attention to the 3.5 V6 water pump risk, coolant condition, oil condition, overheating history, and any sign of coolant mixing where it should not. At this age, one good inspection can save the whole purchase. One bad inspection can save you from the purchase. The best version for me is a clean front-wheel drive MKZ if I want lower risk, or an all-wheel drive one only if the maintenance history is strong. I would look for 2008 or 2009 if condition is equal, but I would still buy the best-kept car over the newest year. The buyer profile is someone who wants a premium daily driver with more power and features than the average $5,000 sedan, but who is disciplined enough not to buy the cheapest one online. My verdict? The Lexus ES is probably the safer long-term image play, but the MKZ can be the smarter value play if it is clean, serviced, and inspected before money changes hands. The obvious rival here is the Toyota Camry XLE, Toyota Avalon, or even a Honda Accord EXL. And those cars are famous for a reason. They are sensible. They are easy to recommend. They make people feel like they made the responsible choice. But under $5,000, responsible can become overpriced. A high-mileage Camry with a rough interior can still bring strong money because it says Toyota on the trunk. An Avalon can be priced like every mile did not happen. And a clean Accord often has a crowd waiting for it before you even call the seller. The Mercury Sable Premier is the opposite. Most people do not wake up dreaming about a Mercury Sable. And that is the opportunity. The 2008 Sable Premier is basically a big, comfortable, overlooked American sedan with a strong 3.5-liter V6, a 6-speed automatic, a roomy cabin, a huge trunk, and available all-wheel drive. It feels more substantial than people expect, and because Mercury as a brand disappeared, the name does not carry hype. That hurts resale, but it helps the buyer. What does it do better? You may get more car for less money, more space, more power, more comfort, and sometimes lower mileage than the Toyota or Honda sitting at the same price. It is not cool, and that is part of why it can be smart. But I have to be fair. Brand support is not the same as Toyota or Honda. Interior quality is not luxury level, resale value is weaker. And because many people bought these as appliances, maintenance records can be thin. At this age, I would check the transmission, engine mounts, suspension, brakes, air conditioning, electrical accessories, rust, and especially the cooling system. Like the MKZ, the 3.5 V6 deserves a careful inspection for water pump-related warning signs. If the car has all-wheel drive, I want the drivetrain inspected before I get excited. The best version for me is the Premier with front-wheel drive if I want simplicity, or all-wheel drive only if I live where the weather makes it worth the extra maintenance risk. I would choose condition over drivetrain every time. The buyer profile is someone who wants a big, comfortable commuter or family sedan and does not care that nobody at a car meet will ask about it. My verdict: the Camry is still the default safe answer, but the Sable Premier may be the smarter buy when the Toyota is overpriced and the Mercury is clean, boring, and properly maintained. Here is my honest take. Under $5,000, I am not shopping for the best badge. I am shopping for the best remaining life. That means I do not automatically choose the car with the strongest reputation. I choose the car with the best condition, the cleanest history, the least rust, the smoothest transmission, the coldest air conditioning, the best tires, and the owner who can actually prove maintenance was done. Would I tell everyone to skip Toyota, Lexus, Honda, or Acura? No, that would be fake contrarian advice. But I would say this: the famous car may still be the safer bet, but it is not always the smartest buy after the hype has inflated the price.